Madam, please begin.
Good morning to all. I, Unnati Shah, working as Assistant Professor in Electronics and Communication Engineering Department in Parul Polytechnic Institute, Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. Welcome all in today's webinar about how to make students' life enjoyable. Dr. Mali Kamlesh J. He is motivational speaker, YouTuber, writer, and he attended more than 10 international seminars. He worked as a volunteer and organized under the theme of Jignasha. He also secured 19th rank All India Ayush post-graduation entrance stage. So welcome, sir. Without wasting much time, we are starting our session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Unnati ma'am, for your nice introduction regarding me. Good morning, everyone, whoever present over here for today's webinar. And I would like to thank Parul University and Parul Polytechnic Institute for providing me such a great platform for the sharing views regarding how to make student life enjoyable. And at the same time, I would also like to thank Unnati Shah ma'am for great support during this whole preparation. So let's start today's webinar. So today's webinar topic is how to make student life enjoyable. So let's begin. So as we know that student life is golden life. Why student life is considered as golden life? Because in the age between 15 to 25, this 10 year will decide your further 50 years of your life. And this is the golden period where we have, I feel that, less responsibilities. And this is the 10 years periods where we can make our great future. And as also we know that when the time is gone, you can never get it back. So my agenda of today's webinar is how to utilize that proper time to make our life great in the future. And at the same time, how to enjoy this whole career during this 10 years. And another thing is, when we will see that student is nothing but the Vidyarthi. So Vidyarthi is the who one desire for the knowledge. So in that way, we will see the agenda, and I will ensure you that at the end of today's presentation, definitely we will come to know that how to make this student life enjoyable. So today's presentation agenda is introduction, what is the time management matrix and how to use it. Next is biggest restriction of student life that we will discuss. Then we will discuss the character of student. Then we will discuss some effective study habits which will help for the make better student life enjoyable. And the last but not least, we will also discuss the how to be the hero of your own field. So this beautiful quotation, that is Alasyasya kuto vidya, avidyasya kuto dhanam, adhanasya kuto mitram, amitrasya kuto sukham. So if you will do laziness during gaining the knowledge or the vidya, there will be, you will not get the proper knowledge or vidya if you will do laziness during the study. And avidyasya kuto dhanam, if you are not gaining proper knowledge during your student life, then there will be no dhana, you are not the rich guy. And then the shloka tells that adhanasya kuto mitram. If you are not having money, there is no one wants to be your friends. As it's truth, ये कड़वा सच है. The who is having less money, they are having the less friends. So the shloka tells that adhanasya kuto mitram. And the same times, as we know that if you want to enjoy your life, if you want happiness in your life, without mitra there is no happiness. So that's why it is told that amitrasya kuto sukham. So ultimately we can see that if we want happiness in our life, we have to remove laziness from our life, and ultimate goal of during our student life to study, study and study. So this is the simple. So as we discuss, like our aim is to gain the knowledge, to become a good in our own field, but how to manage the time and how to overcome with the situation and how to prioritize the things. So we can see here 4 quadrant we can see here. So that is called as time matrix. So in first quadrant we will see that important and urgent. So some work will be there which is important and urgent, that we can tell it as a firefighting. So if we are having the some exam, like tomorrow if we are having the exam, or we are having some presentation during the our student life, or which is the urgent, I can feel that in the student life, in important and urgent, we have to keep our study things which should be in firefighting mode. So always give priority to your study, that we can keep in first quadrant, that is important and urgent. If we will see the second, that is important but not urgent. So for important and not urgent, we can provide for that proper planning is needed. For example, if we are having exams after 1 month, or if you want to meet some your lovable or your some friends, that it is important to meet your friends, your family, but it's not urgent. So for that, dear my friends, we can plan something and we can decide for particular time. And if we are having some exam after 2 months, so for that we can start studying priorly. Every day we can give 1 hour or 2 hours. So at the end we cannot get the much stress. So for that we can keep those planning things in the quadrant of important and not urgent. So third things we will see that not important and urgent. So for example, हमने रूम का की जो है, हम बाहर कहीं घूमने गए थे, उधर भूल गए, तो उधर उसको लेने के लिए जाना ही पड़ेगा हमको, बिकॉज घर तो ओपन करना है. कहीं पे हम बाहर जा रहे हैं, मोबाइल भूल गए, या फिर सम कॉल्स, सम मीटिंग्स, सम इंटरप्शन. तो ये जो थिंग्स है, डिस्ट्रैक्शन, ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, क्योंकि यही चीज जो है विच इज ओनली मेकिंग डिस्टर्बेंस इन योर स्टडी एंड विच इज ओनली डिस्टर्बिंग ड्यूरिंग द वर्किंग फॉर important and urgent quadrants. So my dear friends, as soon as if it is possible, please avoid this not important and urgent quadrant and make it reduction. एक ही गलती बार बार नहीं करना है हमको, because we have to enjoy this firefighting mode. And the fourth quadrant is that is not important and not urgent. So this is called as, I can tell it as, if we are in student life, we can avoid this. There is time wasting, doing gossip with the friends, simply talking on phone for the 1 hour, and whatever, going for the movies which is not necessary at all, leaving your study schedule. Definitely extracurriculum work is also important, but our topic is how to make student life enjoyable. So not important and not urgent, that quadrant we have to avoid during the student life. So my dear friends, this 4 quadrant definitely will help you while you are planning for the making some to-do list. So whenever you are making now list for the planning to do some work, please keep this 4 quadrant in your mind and then prepare. So the work, because everyone is having 24 hours, so it will make definitely difference in your work, and you can utilize maximum time for your study. Yeah, everyone know this. I think biggest distraction of student life, that is mobile. Actually, research tell that more than 60% of the students while studying between 10 to 15 minutes or after 15 to 20 minutes, they will check किसी का message आया है क्या, because this is the human phenomena, and this is the human nature, we can tell. We want that distraction. I don't know why, but we have to avoid this. So my dear friends, whenever you open your mobile or whenever you feel to touch your mobile, just you think, is it needed? Is it necessary now? Is it really an emergency? Because these 2 minutes will destroy whatever you have studied for 25 to 30 minutes. So my dear friends, please try to avoid maximum mobile during your study, and you can utilize some Android app which is available in Play Store, like Your Hours, for better for avoid the mobile. Because in this app you will come to know that how many times you have opened the mobile and how many times you have used WhatsApp, YouTube. It will record your every application. And my dear friends, I think as you know that this no one will message you. If emergency, they will definitely call you. So please avoid this mobile during the study and be mentally strong. If you are mentally strong, then and then only it is possible to avoid such distraction. If possible, if you are at home, please give your mobile to your parents or your colleagues and tell them you change my password for 3 hours, and that time, so that you cannot able to utilize the mobile. And what I personally suggest, that when I was preparing for my MD entrance exam test, I was using that Nokia, which it is displaying here, so that no need to use this WhatsApp and social media, because I can see that more than 80% of our students, they are using this mobile for the enjoyment purpose, not for the learning purpose. So if you are using this mobile for learning purpose, it is good to use. If it is necessary, then do one thing. You can fix the time. You can give a reward to yourself that if I will study for 1 hour, मैं 1 घंटा या 2 घंटा पढ़ाई करूंगा, उसके बाद ही मैं 5 मिनट मोबाइल को टच करूंगा. So that method you can use, and please avoid this biggest distraction of student life, that is mobile. Okay, so now we will discuss the character of student, that is told by Acharya Chanakya, that is Kakachesta Bako Dhyanam Swana Nidra Tatheva Cha Alpahari Gruha Tyagi Vidyarthi Panchalakshanam. So Kakachesta is nothing but the activity or the efforts, like crow. As all we know that thirsty crow, प्यासा कौवा, उसकी भी एक कहानी है. How much the crow made efforts पानी को ऊपर लाने के लिए, how much he made efforts, multiple times he did work. So in our student life, my dear friends, we should have the Kakachesta, that is crow like efforts, and Bako Dhyanam. So crane standing on one leg and focusing, कब fish आता है और मैं उसे खा जाऊं. तो इतना जो focus है, the focus should be like crane. And then the Chanakya tells that Swana Nidra. Swan is nothing but the dog and Nidra is nothing but the sleep. So as we know, हम अगर एक dog के पास में से भी, if you are walking around it, the immediately the dog will awake. So we should be alert like dog. And another thing, the Chanakya tells that Tathevacha Alpahari. We should not eat every time. As we know nowadays, the junk food. Again, the having junk food in the more quantity and studying, there is no proper focus. So we should be alpahari. We should take food in the less quantity in the divided manner, and it should be avoidance of junk food. And another thing is gruhatyagi. I think gruhatyagi all we follow because some are staying in the hostel and all. But at the seminar manner, we have to also follow the kakachesta, that is uh, efforts like crow, bakodhyanam, crane like focus, swan nidra, that is alertness like dog, alpahari, we should have less quantity food, and also the guru tyagi. So these are the 5 characters told by the Chanakya for the student life. So already we have discussed this distraction and the how the character should be. So already we have discussed time matrix also. So now coming to the to-do list. So whatever we want to do work for the tomorrow. So before one night of that, at the night time, it will just take 10 minutes, but definitely utilizing those 10 minutes for making to-do list, it will useful for the further whole day, how to organize our day. So keeping those 4 quadrants, we have to make the to-do list. And after making the to-do list, know your learning preference. So some students will be visual, some are auditory, some are kinesthetic. So visual is nothing but the if we will see some pictures, PowerPoints and videos or some articles, by seeing we will come to know and we will memorize the more and we will learn the more. So that quadrant we can keep those students in the visual method. Some students is having learning preference like auditory. जब वो ज्यादा सुनेंगे, when they will heard the things like podcast, group discussion, presentations, that time they will gain the more knowledge. Another thing is kinesthetic. So kinesthetic is nothing but the some notes taking method and some making some mimic, some doing hands-on training. So this student is coming under kinesthetic. So you please know your preference. Some students may be mix up of 3, that is visual, auditory and kinesthetic. Some of only auditory. So please, after doing to-do list, please ensure that which is your learning preference. So we have done the learning preference. We have decided. Now coming to the when to study. So this is the biggest question mark during the student life and among the students, like they're like when to study. So pick study time. Some are telling that the morning time, like morning 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock time is good for the study. Some students preference that night time is good for the study. But my dear friends, I can tell that whenever you are feeling the energetic, when you are in the good mood, that is the best time for the study. And please, friends, follow your own rules for the study. Like when you want to feel study, that time only you will get the more and more knowledge. Afternoon 12 o'clock and evening 4 o'clock to night 10 o'clock is considered as best time for the study. So that is as peak study time. Another one, bonus study time. So we will see so they will the bonus study time. So bonus study time is nothing but the you went outside, कुछ ब्रेकफास्ट करने के लिए गए या वड़ा खाने के लिए गए या जलेबी फाफड़ा खाने के लिए गए बाहर, आपने देखा कि वेटर जो है आपका जलेबी फाफड़ा होने में एक 5 या 10 मिनट्स लगा रहा है, टाइम लग रहा है. So what you can do is you can open your mobile and if you are having some PPTs, some cards, you can utilize those 5 minutes for the study. And while you are traveling from one place to another place, or you are going from college or school to the home or college, during the transport Ma'am, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For interruption. So bonus study time like this we can utilize, and daily reviews. Whatever taught by teachers in the college, after teaching, if you will not revise within 24 hours, definitely you will forget 80% of your that study within 24 hours. So whenever something you will read new things, please try to revise within 24 hours, and then again you can weekly reviews. So whatever you have revised daily based with 2 to 3 hours, you make one time on like Saturday and Sunday, and please do the weekly review. So now the state your intention. So what will happen? Hello.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
So state your intention. So when you will sit for the study, you want to study, you should have big dream in your mind, like why you want to study. You should have the strong desire reason. So you can imagine yourself, like if you want to be an engineer, so if you are preparing for your JEE examination, so you should imagine yourself in a good college, like Parul University. Like I want to go to Parul University, or I want to go to like IIT Kharagpur or IIT Bombay. Or if you want to be like doctor or any professions like CA, you should imagine something good. Yes, मैं उधर पहुंच गया हूँ, और मैं उस पारुल के कैंपस में हूँ, या फिर मैं आईआईटी के कैंपस में हूँ. तो जो वो ड्रीम जो है, वो आपके बॉडी में जो है सेरोटोनिन, डोपामाइन और एड्रेनालिन जैसे हार्मोन को रिलीज करेगा, and you will feel more energetic, and definitely it will work. During my MD entrance exam, I have done this, and I have achieved something because of like this intention. And if you want, you can take one print of your dream college and keep where you are studying at the your study desk, so that whenever you feel demotivated, or whenever you are feeling like yeah आज क्यों पढ़ना है, so that one intention will definitely make you again study for the more and more effectively. So another thing is organize your time. So when you feel that the among the 5 subjects, for the example 2 or 3 subjects, if you are feeling that it is very difficult for me, then organize your time properly for that. For tough subject, you will give more time, like 2 hours or 3 hours. And for that, you will organize fairly. So whenever you are making the to-do list, keep those subjects first. And the subject which you feel better with those subjects, you are familiar with those subjects. For subjects, you keep less time, like 1 hour and 2 hours. So organize your time. This organization of time for the subject, it will differ from student to student, because every student is having its own intelligence, and his like daytime and nighttime, everything it matters a lot. So please, my dear friends, please organize your time. And another thing is organize your study area. So why you organize your study area? Because if you are keeping some electronic gadgets, or some gadgets like mobile, iPad, or some buffer system, some music system, so you cannot able to study. So avoid all distraction during your study time. So organize your study area. Keep clean and neat your study area. Keep your pencil, pen, your highlighter, your notebook, everything. It is small things, but when you will sit for the study, and if you are not finding some highlighters or something, pen or something like that, you will feel more distraction during that time. So please organize your study area. And I prefer personally that try to study every day at the same place, because it will make you more energetic to study. So now how to study? So for how to study, the SQ3R method. So SQ3R nothing but the S nothing stand for the survey, Q is for the question, R is for the read, recite and review. So how to survey? So survey is nothing but the if you are studying one chapter, so first see what is the heading of that particular chapter and see any bold words or any buzzwords, read the summary and think about like how it is, like what I want to gain from this chapter and how it is utilized for me. At the same manner, after the survey you can question yourself, is it पहले मैं ये कभी पढ़ा हूँ कहीं पे, have I have gone through this topic at the same day or before that, so that it will make you more curiosity to study that same topic. And then you start the reading the same topic and do some underlying light like with a red highlighter, yellow highlighter to make some point highlighting. And after that recite again, after this highlighting points, recite everything whatever you have studied and try to do manana, that is in mind. You just revise them, you close your eyes and just revise how this topic is helpful for me, how much I can gain knowledge from this topic, and again the review. After that you can take the beautiful notes from that topic and you can revise and do look over for the notes. So this is the SQ3R method which will make you more effective for the reading. So after that we can see that study techniques, that is now more and more people who are having more toppers, they are using this Pomodoro technique method. So in Pomodoro technique method is nothing but we have to choose one task like one chapter and set the alarm clock for 25 minutes in starting, and that one season, that one cycle of 20 minutes, it is called as Pomodoro technique. And for work for your Pomodoro technique for 25 minutes without any break. And once you finish this Pomodoro technique, you take break of 5 minutes, and after 4 or 5 Pomodoro technique, you take the break of 10 minutes. So here we can see that Pomodoro technique, they have suggested 25 minutes. But when we will utilize this Pomodoro technique for 4 to 5 months, we can realize that we can increase this 25 minutes to the 40 to 45 minutes and even also 1 hour. So this one season for each Pomodoro technique, it will differ for person to person. We can utilize, and in Android mobile we can get the applications like Pomodoro study techniques application. In that we will have that some kind of stopwatch and reward, or else we can order from the online also, or we can buy this. It will cost hardly 100 to 150 rupees this stopwatch, this Pomodoro watch. So these study techniques will definitely help you for the time, utilize your time. Because when we will use this Pomodoro technique, we are having this human phenomena in our mind that yes, मुझे only 25 minutes पढ़ना है, उसके बाद तो मुझे break मिलेगा. So our mind will be more energetic for the study, and we can remember the more things in the short time. Because when we will study for 1 hour or 2 hours, but it is not effective, then it is no use. So better to use this Pomodoro technique. And my dear friends, again I will suggest that whenever we are taking the break between this Pomodoro technique, please don't use your mobile or any distracted things, because it will again distract you from what you have studied for 25 minutes. It will go off, no use. So please avoid such a distraction during these 5 minutes. And what you can do for this 5 minutes break, that you can have some tea, you can drink water, you can do some pranayam like anulom vilom, some meditation, and you can keep calm. But during 5 minutes of break, it should be like 5 minutes break only. it should not increase to more than 5 minutes, and that time please reward yourself with something. So everything we have decided, and we have seen the different kind of study methods and Pomodoro techniques and time management. Now we are coming to the joint study group. So some students, they feel that solo study, they want to study alone in the room, they don't want to discuss with anybody. But my dear friends, I personally feel that joining study group, it will make you more and more knowledgeable. Because for example, if you are having any physics textbook which contain thousands of pages, and different of authors, they have given different of things in that, like biology or chemistry. If you are studying for the medical, like anatomy, group, if other students are reading the other books, like other authors, so we can discuss with them those ideas कि वो जो दूसरा ऑथर है उसने क्या बोला है इस टॉपिक के बारे में, या फिर मैंने ये पढ़ा है तो ये कैसा रहेगा ये टॉपिक में अगर ये पॉइंट्स डालेंगे तो. So you can gain the more and more knowledge by joining study group, and you will have the more and more important point while you are writing for the exam, and you can make the good notes by joining the study group. But study group should be should have the limit like 3 or 4 friends only, and it should not be like chit chatting. क्या होगा, आपको लगेगा I went for 1 or 2 hours for the joining study group, and when you will see the result, I have 5 minutes and just we did the gossip. So that we have to avoid. And please make some organization time for the study groups, like every Sunday or every Saturday 3 to 4 in the library we will meet. So please make decide some good topics for the study group, and make the organizing way the time for the study group also, how we will study for private study season. So this is nothing but the joint study group. But if some students is having his individual preference, so if you are good, then you can join this study group, or else if you are feeling to study alone or a private study season, that is also good. So now some memorization techniques. So some use some acronyms. कुछ फनी डायलॉग के हिसाब से आप कुछ एक्रोनिम्स बना सकते हो, जो कुछ लाइक इफ समथिंग यू आर हैविंग सम टॉपिक्स व्हिच इज कंटेन which is not, you are not able to memorize, so you can make some acronyms for that and pretend to teach someone. So as we discussed that, join study group. So because when you will join study group, you will teach to someone, and that will definitely exercise your brain to present information in a clear way. And what will happen when we will study private season, when we will study alone, we will feel that yes, I have studied this topic, yes, I know this topic. But when someone asks regarding that particular topic questions, able to memorize those things. So when we will teach someone, definitely we will come to know that what are the lacking area, or which topics I feel difficulty, on which topics I cannot able to memorize early. So those topics we can go back and we can memorize those topics nicely. So teach someone, say over the course of 4 days. So 4 days, or you can make the 7 days also, like daily reviews, after that weekly reviews. So study over the course of 4 days is nothing but the memorizing the things on the weekly basis. Write the notes. So writing the notes is again it is much important, and we will discuss writing notes in upcoming slides. Read notes before sleeping. But that is bitter truth. We are having the habits of using mobile before sleeping. So that using mobile, it will distract your sleep also, and it is harmful to your eyes also. That's all coming the radiation. So better to read notes before sleeping, so that when you will sleep in the dream, that study has to come. And definitely you will feel that yes, I have done something, yes, I have utilized those 5 to 10 minutes for my study. Next is find what works for you. Use these tips and tailor them to your learning style. So we have discussed a lot of study material, study techniques, some memorization techniques, and how to do to-do list, when to study, what to study. But my dear friends, when you feel which method suit for you, you can according to that you can organize yourself for the study. So coming to the very question mark topic, that is notes taking habits. So some of the friends, they will think that notes taking is not good, and we will read from the books. And some friends, they will think that notes taking is good. So if you search on Google or YouTube whether notes taking habits is good or bad, multiple solution you will get. But my dear friends, what I will suggest personally, notes taking, it is a good habit, because before the exam we cannot revise the whole things, because of vast syllabus, and we should revise the things before exam within 6 to 8 hours. So if you will take the notes, it is definitely beneficial during the exam time. And when we will take the notes, please make some bullet points and some main points, make some diagram and chart, use mini mix, make some acronyms, and make some summary. Like if any chapter which is contained like 10 pages, so when you are making the notes, it should not be like 10 pages, it should reduce to the 3 to 4 pages. Because if you are making again the 10 pages, there is no use to make the note. So please, my dear friends, when you are making the notes, only highlight the some points which is necessary, and write the contents properly, and use different kind of highlighters like red, blue, black, because you will come to know. And while writing the notes, utilize the previous year question paper also. And if you are writing some topics notes, so at the same time you just search in the previous year question paper that whether this topic have been asked in the exam for 10 marks or 15 marks. Because if some topics which is asked in the exam for only 5 marks, and we are making the notes for 10 pages, I feel it is only the waste of time. Because we should be work hard, definitely we should work hard, but at the same time we should work smart also to gain more and more knowledge. So please, you have to decide that which topic, how much time I have to give, and based on that you give priority to your notes. And at the same time, please write that question at that same topic. So when you will revise, you will come to know that yes, this kind of question can be asked from this topic. As we discussed, 3QSR method, that is question method. So you will come to know that this question can be asked. So you will read that note 20% more effectively. So we have discussed all the things like how to make student life enjoyable with study, but at the same time we should think that I am responsible for my success. So please don't blame anybody that because of this reason I failed in the exam, because of that reason I could not able to study. These all are silly excuses, because when we decide we want to do something, then it is finish of it. We should not think third or fourth. And I can give here best example that if you want to climb Himalaya, and if you are taking 12 kg of bag luggage with you, you cannot climb to Himalaya. तो उसके लिए आपको क्या करना पड़ेगा? Something you want to, you have to lose those things. लाइक जो जो इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स है वही आपको कैरी करना है. सो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, इन स्टूडेंट लाइफ फॉर यू study is first priority, and this will make your life enjoyable in the further life. But if you are not utilizing this 10 to 15 years for your making your life beautiful, after this 10 year definitely you will realize that I have wasted my time. So give priority to your study and make yourself in a such a way that you are able to study and avoid the distraction. So you are the responsible for your own success. And don't be in negative thoughts. You just think that I can do it. Set your goals, set them, be them, reach them, and you can tell I am the possible. Because if you will see some motivation video or listening to some lecture, definitely you will be motivation, you will get the motivation for 5 to 10 minutes or half an hour. But if you are not having inner motivation, from the inside motivation, you cannot able to make some changes in your life. That's why again and again I am telling, please keep one biggest desire in your life, like why I want to study. That one desire will make you definitely succeed in your student life. Be the hero of your own story. So everyone know that cricket ka Bhagwan, that is Sachin Tendulkar. So why I am keeping Sachin Tendulkar here? Because he is the hero of his own field. How once upon a time, the Times of India asked question to the Sachin Tendulkar that, sir, what is the success of your this in cricket, and how you became the god of this cricket? Ab Bhagwan kaise bane? Then Sachin Tendulkar replied to that Times of India that journalist that I love cricket, I eat cricket, I dream cricket, I sleep cricket. So whenever because he is having some strong desire that I want to achieve something for India. So at the same manner, we should have the strong desire to achieve something in our life, because no one will. This is also again, my friends, bitter truth. If you are having this strong desire and if you will achieve something in your life, then and then only people will remember you in your throughout your life. And again, the Sachin Tendulkar has told that every day from 6 a.m. morning to 10 a.m. I will play the 600 balls, and then I will have my tea or breakfast, or I will see the news. So that is the what curiosity. So we should update ourselves, and every day we should study something new, and we have to be every day we should be make something better in our life. And every day when we will sleep, please think that what I have done better. Once upon a time, I can give another example. Once upon a time, some journalists, they ask question to the APJ Abdul Kalam. When APJ Abdul Kalam comes to Gujarat for the opening ceremony of the Akshardham, New Delhi, they ask the question, sir, at the age of 75, how you can make yourself this much enjoyable, and how you are more energetic and motivated yourself? So what is the secret behind that? That time, our respected APJ Abdul Kalam sir has replied that whenever I will see someone, that time I will think that what can I give? So we also develop the same thing when we will see our teacher, because the teacher are working very hard for us to teach us. So whenever we will see the teacher, we have to think our mind that what can I give to my teacher? Whenever we will see our parents, we have to think that what can I give to my parents? Whenever we will think that what can I give to my nation. So this what can I give, ये मैं किसको क्या दे सकता हूँ, तो यही भावना जो है आपको अगेन एनर्जेटिक बनाएगी. Because lot of people, so many people are waiting for your success. So that's why definitely you have to reach your goal. And everything we have discussed regarding study, definitely the things like going outside and enjoying with the friends, definitely that is also needed. But similar manner, as we discuss the time matrix, we should know that where which things we have to keep. Okay, last but not least, I can tell that respect parents, teachers, and elders. It's again bitter truth that nowadays we have forgotten some our ethics, how to respect them. But I can tell, I have personally experienced that without guru, without your teacher, parents, and elders' blessings, you will never succeed in your life. That I can tell with challenge. Because whenever blessings with your parents, teachers, and elders, then and then only you will succeed. So always respect your parents, teachers, and elders. And always after this webinar, please keep in your mind that what can I give to my parents, teachers, and elders. Definitely I can tell my friends, you will never feel demotivated when you will think what can I give to them. So we have at the end of the today's webinar. So friends, nothing can be done in one day. So I think you have heard this conference, but if you will feel that yeah, कल से ही मुझे सब करना है, to do list करना है, Pomodoro method use करना है, and memorize करना है, things, notes making करना है, it is not possible. But if you will think yourself and if you will make goal setting in your mind that definitely I want to do, definitely I want to follow this method, within 21 days you can change. Because anything you want to change in your life, it will take minimum 21 days. So nothing can be done in day. Please don't be demotivated, and please work hard, work smart, and make your life successful. So coming to the conclusion, so student life is the seed of your life, plant it wisely. So my dear friends, as we know that student life is the best life, as we discussed, it is golden life, and whatever we will do in this 5 to 10 years, it will decide our further future. So please make life enjoyable with study. So based on this, we are starting one YouTube channel. That is channel name is Unique Doctor, and we are keeping intro video in the further days, within 2 to 3 days. And our motto of this creating this channel is sharing some study tips, making students motivational, and keeping some good things like podcast, taking interviews of some successful people. So this channel will definitely helps you friends for the making your life enjoyable. Thank you. Once again, I want to thank Parul University, Parul Polytechnic Institute, and special thanks to Unnati Saha ma'am for providing me such a great opportunity to share my views regarding student life. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. In today's webinar, you include so many things: time management, important, non-important, urgent, non-urgent theory, Chanakya Niti, learning techniques. You also include peak study time, bonus studies time, daily reviews, weekly reviews, and also suggest imagination of your dream. Design daily schedule, suggest for meditation and teamwork through joint study. And also include 6 based memorization techniques. So, sir, thank you so much for your valuable knowledge. One question from students. Hello, Kamlesh sir.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Continue, ma'am.
Students asking that if we want to be brilliant and not a one day, so which step we follow?
Ma'am, your voice is not clear, ma'am.
Means student asking that if students want from its level higher, which
Okay.
technique is useful, more useful?
Like for study purpose, like how he can achieve the goal in the higher level.
Yes.
So for that, some students, they know the already some methods how to study and all, but they don't want to change their habits. So some students are having that own distraction. So my dear friends, those students who is asking that question, please make one list, your distraction list. Like it might be your friends, it might be your mobile, it might be your something else. So make what are the things which making you distraction from your study, and where you are utilizing more time, like you are watching TV or you are going outside for more time, so that based on that you can cut those bad habits and you can develop good habits by using this all methods, and you can be more using, you will be more efficacy towards the study.
Thank you, sir. Thank you again for your valuable time and sharing information on how to make students' life enjoyable. I would like to thank our principal, Dr. Jatin Vaidya, to provide endless support and motivation to take such kind of initiative. On behalf of Electrical Engineering Department of Parul University, Parul Polytechnic Institute, I would like to thank all head of department, faculties, members, and students. Last but not least, thank you all the participants joined us. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
You can leave.
Can I leave? Okay, ma'am. Okay.
Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, thank you.